Yesterday was lovely. It was really lovely. I had lots of fun. It was really nice actually to have, don't get me wrong, it's really nice to craft in peace and quiet and listen to the birds and that when I'm down here on my own. And sometimes I'll put music on. But then there's other times where it's really lovely, like yesterday, to have laughter and fun in here and share the space with others. It was really nice. So I'm going to share the space with you guys tonight. So what am I going to make for you tonight? I've got a couple of ideas. I've had to make a get well card this week, and it was something I kind of saw inspired out there on the internet a while back actually, which ironically a lot of the what's that, press and fill, what's that stuff that they call, something seal, a lot of people are using that for, and I didn't, but it's kind of a similar effect. But I made that this week, which is probably a bit glary, which I finished off yesterday and or last night, and I'm kind of quite addicted to a wild rose stamp set, which I used last week when Emma was here, which was fun, for Facebook Live then. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it a bit different today. And I have no idea what's gotten into me just lately. I've got a real thing for yellow all of a sudden. I don't know that I'd wear yellow, but I seem to be using yellow quite a bit, and I don't normally like yellow, so I don't know what's gotten into me, hence the subject title tonight of what's gotten into me. I don't know. So I'm going to use I've just got a sequin just fallen off this card. I have to say, it really is, it's quite warm in here, and as a result, like, things start to, you know, dry out and what have you. So anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to get crafting. I've got two potential cards to show you actually, and although there's quite a bit of stamping and die cutting, what I thought I might do is actually show you some of the stamping, but I've already die cut some bits to save, you know, the good old here's what I made earlier, just to speed things up a little bit for you. So I will try turning you around. I'm still looking over on my table. I can't remember if I shared it on my business page or not, but I have got an abundance of white card scraps, lots of varying sizes, little thin skinny things, and I keep them in a magazine folder underneath my desk here, so that whenever I'm needing odd little sort of scraps, I've got them smaller than that too, real close to hand, but it had kind of spilled over. So I broke open the box yesterday and it is now spilled over on the table over there, ready for me to just dip into throughout the course of the day. So I will get creative. I can see more people joining, which is wonderful. Welcome. And for those that have never seen a Facebook Live with me before, I'm fairly new to these, so do bear with me. They're fun. It's just to really show you some of the creative things that I get up to, and a few of new products, some old products, a few little tips and tricks along the way, just some of the things that I do that might help you or not. So join me. So let's get this turning over. Let's right. So, oh, that was fairly seamless. Okay, so to a wild rose, there it is. I really love this set. I think last time I used it, I think I only did the two stamping images, but I'm going to show you the 3 stamps this evening. Now, I don't actually have the card made up to show you. Last time I had a card made up. I've just got something in mind. So I'm not entirely doing an Emma and completely winging it, but I've got an idea of where I'm going. But yes, this was a card that I made earlier, a couple of days ago, and this was where I'd used the 3 step stamping to create the density of this colour. That's going to be heading off tomorrow in the post, but I thought I would do some that are yellow. What's got into me? It's not normally my colour, but that's what we're going to do. So, Oh, which one do I do first? I can't even show you to say which one would you like me to do first. But I think we'll do a kind of a quick and simple. So I've got a white card base and a white matting layer. And I have this stamp set comes with some framelets or new dies that we've got. And this is one of the, isn't that pretty? And I really love the just white on white because it's more textural than it is sort of overpowering. So I'm going to put that on to just add that to the base here and just get a little bit on here. Do you know, it's a quieter Facebook Live than last week. God, we were nuts last week, but it was great fun. And I really, really hope that we can have Emma here again one day and doing another Facebook Live together with me. I know she works up this way sometimes on a fairly frequent basis, so that would be great. But yeah, look at that. It's just so simple, but just adds a little bit of detail and texture and that. And then what I thought I would do is I'm going to add some twine to this in a bit, but maybe I should get some of these flowers stamping. Where I'm going with this, so that you can see, is basically kind of real simple doing this, but I'll show you how I got to that stage with the colours that I did and a few little other tricks and trips. So I've got Mango Melody, really love that colour. It's a real orangey sort of, well, it really is mango coloured. And then Pineapple Punch is what I'm using for the yellow. Real punchy colour, vibrant. So I am going to use the Mango Melody first of all. Now, as I say, 3-step stamping. What I quite often do with 3-step stamping is, I don't know if you can see it there. Can you see there? What I've done is on the side that sticks to the block with a, what do they call it, Sharpie pen. You like that? The trellis, it's really pretty. I really like that. And the yellow rose, yeah, I say I don't normally like yellow. I don't know what's got into me. But here, I was saying last week, I'll show you once I've stamped it because you'll probably see it easier. And I'm also going to show you something with my ink pad as well. So on a scrap, I am going to just stamp the detail sort of outline of this flower. Now, I don't know if you can see, but that isn't even in colour. And that is because where this ink pad, I don't know how well that's picking up on the screen there, where this ink pad has, we constantly have a habit of just going straight to the middle. All the ink kind of goes from the middle and you're left with dark around the edge, and that's what's happened there. I've kind of got darker here and it's lighter in the middle. So I need to move some of this ink. I could re-ink it, but it possibly doesn't need it. So to start with, I use a spoon because it's nice and rounded and smooth. You can use your bone folder, but it's going to stain your bone folder. So I really gently push in from the outside, just like icing a cake, which of course I do on a frequent basis. Not. Do you know, I haven't baked in our new oven since we've had it, other than just once for some birthday cupcakes. I really need to change that. So there you go. That now just can be wiped off of that real easy. So I should just do that. And we'll give that a try and see if that improves it before we then just go straight in with re-inker. But that will now hopefully smooth that out a little bit. It's still a bit dark around the edge. So I will show you how I re-ink, because I don't like to ever presume that people know how to do some of these things, because if you've never had a reason or a need to re-ink, you don't do it. So it's good to kind of see someone else do it. So re-inker, and I tend to put a little bit that way, and just because, although I'm going to smooth that in, I don't like stripes. And again, with that spoon, the back of that spoon, just working backwards and forwards, I'm just going to, that slides, just gently. You really need to make sure you've got something that hasn't got a sharp edge, because otherwise it will just cut into that foam surface, and you don't want that. So, there. For those that are just joining, welcome to this cake decorating class. So there's that. I will put that aside before I go using it. Let's see if that has improved that. And then we'll move on with the next. So there is, oh, that's much better. Here, that particular petal, I always try and home in on a shape. I've mentioned this in last week's Facebook Live. I home in on a shape, a point, a longer petal, something that helps me layer the next one up. But what helps me even further, so I'm using, that was Mango Melody for the outside. I'm going to use the same colour again for the next layer. And if you notice again, I've used the Sharpie on, again, the side that attaches to the block. I've just put a little arrow there so that I know it's that petal again. No, there you go, see, Ruth. Some people don't have a need to re-ink, so it's good to see someone actually do it, because otherwise, when the time comes, you don't know. So now, hopefully, you'll see this. I'm lining that up, not quite over it, so I hope I'm lining that up well. Had to take a phone call. I'm chatting fast quickly. Oh, bless you, Vivian. No worries. Yes, I'm not quite right over it. And now this is actually coming out a little darker than I did before. And that is mainly because, obviously, it's been re-inked. So it is going to be. Let me see if I can get that lined up a little better, as I'm not completely over it, because I'm back because of the screen. So there's another one. And now this one, just to show you, because this is freshly re-inked. Hi Holly, hi Alison. I hope you're both well, bless you. And I hope all is going well for you, Holly, with that essay. Right, so line that up. Let's just, so I've stamped off this time, just because that's a nicer shade. Because it's re-inked, it's so pungent there at the minute. It's come out a little bit darker, and I would prefer it to be more this shade. So by stamping off, that's just reduced the amount of ink that's on the block. And now I will... Hi, Joanna, how are you now? Are you getting tired? I think you're going to need a good night's sleep tonight. I think I'm going to. Do you see again? All round the edge in the middle, that's where you can see it's heavily used. So again, I could have done this earlier, but I thought I'll do this now on here, just so that you can see what I do. I'm not necessarily saying this is, you know, everyone has different ways of doing these things. I bet you are shattered, bless you. Yeah, I bet you are. I think that's going to need re-inking, to be quite honest, but I'm going to leave it for a moment, because it's going to go over all of these, and because of the amount that's on there already, it's not really, I'm not going to need too dense a colour. So again, I'm looking at that arrow again, and I'm looking at that large pointy out sort of petal. Oh, this is hard to look through. I'm trying to dip underneath the phone to be able to actually see what I'm doing. So I hope that's lined up. That's not too bad, but I actually prefer the lighter shades that I had earlier before I re-inked it. So we'll see what this one comes out. That's a bit better. That's much better, actually. That's just a little bit too not quite happy with that one. But so there's that. That's how I have stamped up the 3-step stamping, if you're not familiar with 3-step stamping. And then what I've done, if you kind of look at flowers, quite often they are a little bit darker in the middle. So I've gone for soft suede for the centre here. Now I could go Let's see how dark that comes out in that one. Ooh, actually that balances that now. But I'm going to, oh hey, let's go for it. Let's go full strength. Yeah, I might even. That just almost smudges it a little bit. So there's the middle. I will very quickly die cut that. It's right next to me here. I don't know if I can put this on the screen. Now you could, with your dies, again, you could put a little mark on the edge of your die, just so that it lines it up again. You know, you don't spend all your time keep spinning it round and round to try and get that to line up. But let's just put, there we go. Right. Lovely. Right, fabulous. A little bit different to that one, but I've gone a bit darker on the soft suede in the centre there. But hey, so we'll use that one on this one. I've already die cut the leaves, and I'll stamp you some leaves as well in a minute, just so that you can see how they come together. Now, what I thought I would do, I felt this needed, I think it needs a bow, but I pre-die cut, there's quite a few dies cutting here, the word amazing. Now, where is my pokey tool? I've die cut the word. This is sadly leaving us. I love this. I just think the font, the flow of it, it is just so beautiful. And die cut in glimmer paper, as I've done here. I've done the gold. It's just stunning. And I just thought that needed to be used. And I thought the gold with the golden tones of that would be just beautiful. So I would like, I think, to put that, I'd like a thing of twine across here. Maybe the bow needs to go here. So what I like doing is your little 1/2 inch circle punch to hold the twine in place. I like to just take a little notch out, because then that does, it's got somewhere for the twine to sit. I'll just straighten that out a little bit. Now I want the bow this end, so I will wrap that. I was looking for white twine earlier, but I cannot believe I was watching Stacey. That's the problem when so many of us are doing Facebook Lives. Well, there's going to be some clashing going on. But it was nice, I say, last week when I could do it with company. Maybe I should have a guest star each week. That would be fun. You'll have to come and join me. So now that's gone a bit baggy, and if it does, what you can do is, if you ever get it where it goes a little on the baggy side, the notches are brilliant, Alison. It just keeps it in place, and if you can see, it's just a little bit baggy there at the minute, but what I can do is I'm pulling that upwards, and you can see it kind of become a little more taut, and by doing that I can then take that behind. That's not going to be seen, and that just keeps that a little more taut there. Where are my scissors? Let's just get rid of a bit of that for the moment, shorten that up, and then that will sit down there. Now, do we want that to be flat or 3D'd? One of you needs to move to 8:30. I don't mind missing Coronation Street. Bless you. Hey, I have to say, Bertie's got a little sleepover friend this evening, and but Graham did look mildly worried that it was like, you mean you're going to do a Facebook Live and you're going to leave me here? I was like, yeah, I am. So maybe he would have certainly have appreciated an 8:30. So I think, yeah, I think that's going to come together. But do I want to dimensional? Yes, let's. Yes, let's, because I think he can cope. He'll have to. He will have to. Oh, Angie. My lovely Angie, who came running up to me in Orlando. She is just a poppet and she's just joined us. Welcome, welcome. No pressure now. She's a very talented lady. So, in fact, this could be for you, Angie. I should send this out to you for one of your rack cards. You love yellow, Lindsay. Isn't it funny? I don't. But that's why my title is I don't know what's gotten into me, because I really don't. I keep wanting to use yellow at the minute. And, yeah, I don't know what's kind of gotten into me. Now, I quite like the idea that that little notch there is sitting with the bow there. And then, oh, I was using that one, wasn't I? Since that was the one I did on screen. And then maybe that out. So we'll stick that down first. Oops. So are you. You are too, Alison. You make some beautiful cards. I need to see more of them though. So let's do that. Now, I was going to do that on dimensionals, wasn't I? And I didn't. So in which case, I do feel a card always needs a bit of dimension. So, our lovely dimensionals. Well, I have to say, Becky, with the amount of sunshine that we've had in this village today, I think it needed to be yellow. And maybe that's what it is. Oh, whilst you're working in Canada, that's sneaky. I'm liking that one. God, in my old jobs, if I'd have done that, I don't think I'd have got away with it. But that's good going. I'm impressed. So I am going to wing it here in the sense that I really would like that to be up, but this is going to need to go up onto some dimensionals. And then I want to put, I don't know, what do I want to put? Amazing you, amazing friend. What do you think? I still wish that had been white twine, but I don't have any white. So I'm really funny. I find I can get a finer bead of glue from my Tombow than I can from using the fine tip glue pen. So if you notice there, I have literally only put glue around this part here. And in a moment when I can, yes, there they are, when I can find my tiny little, now will I be able to get away with one of these? Let's see if I can put that there and it be disguised. Hopefully it can. I'm probably all fingers and thumbs and you can't see what I'm doing here now. But there is that. That just lifts it up a little bit. Straighten up my twine. Now, do we want amazing you or amazing friend? I mean, it's the same thing. If I was giving it to a friend, it's a friend that's amazing. But what do we think? Where is my, what have I got here? Where have I? So, well said, love the friend. Yes, you like the twine, Joanna. It's pretty, isn't it? Just, I felt like it needed it, but I kind of wish it was white, I think. But as I say, I don't have white. So we want friend. Let's see, have I got friend on here? Yes, good. Let's go, amazing friend. So, who is going to receive this? Oh, look, this one hasn't been. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. You are very sweet and you are amazing too. That's really kind. Let us set these up. Now, here's another thing. Not everybody sees you want it. Well, you'll have to send me your address then. Here's something else, I'm waffling, that not everybody has seen other people set up. But setting up your stamp sets. So peel off the backing of there. And then, yeah, I think Baz probably does deserve this. She's a great cheerleader. Do you know, I can't see. Where's Friend? It should be on this one. Oh, do you know, I saw it just as I was about to turn it over. So, peel those pieces apart. Then make sure you got it up the right way. Marry it up. And then line up the outside edges of the image with the gap, and then really gently peel it back. And there you go. These are the cling stamps. A lot of people get quite confused because it sounds very kind of like clear, but it's cling. So you've got photopolymer are what the flowers are. Photopolymer are the clear, and then the cling are our new ones. These are, well, you can see there, super, super, super sticky. They're fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I love them. Right, there is a block. So I was thinking of, and I've just pulled my stool in. That's unlike me to want to sit down. I was thinking, I've got early espresso here because I felt like it needed a little, perhaps a bit of the brown to go with the soft suede, but when I teamed soft suede up with it early, it didn't seem dark enough, because what I would like to do, Versamark, I was doing something today where I was kind of stabbing this with a pen. Oh, the lovely Emma's arrived on scene here. It's much quieter in here this week, Emma, I have to say, from last week. Graham said to me, how long do you think you'll be before I then can start cooking dinner? So I said, well, I think last week was about 40 minutes, but then we went over. Okay, I've just embossed. You can hear me. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that. I'm embossing that with gold embossing powder. Pretty. We all know who's the noisy one. Why? Because it's quieter in here today. What are you saying about the lovely Emma? What's for dinner tonight? Vivian, he did say to me that it was going to be a chicken curry. Now, when I left, there was Thai green chicken curry ingredients on the side, but there was also like an Indian curry. So I don't actually know, other than chicken curry. No, not takeaway. No, I say made at home. It is made at home, however, with kind of assistance of kind of like packet sort of. I can't think what the make's called. It's quite good. Do I want that any closer? Yes, I do. Right. Now, isn't that funny? Because I'm now going in tighter. I feel like I need to switch scissors and go for something a little smaller and easier to manage. But when I do long cuts, I like to use longer scissors. So there is that. So we're liking your card then, Bev. How about there? That just feels prawn and pea risotto again. I know that's we're creatures of habit, aren't we? You know that our repertoire is actually I quite like it there. You probably can't see the gold of it though. You like? Amazing Friend, or down there? Left or right? I'd say you can't really see. Yeah, I still think it looks nicer over there. So over there it is. Let us. You like. Good. To the right. Yep, to the right it is. You were the only one that said, Joanna, so to the right it is. There. Then do we feel it needs anything else? Or do you reckon that's on the flower? Yeah, you like? Oh, I'm pleased you like that. Pretty. I'd say I love this. I will be sad when this is gone. So I'm trying to get a little bit more use out of that before it finally does. So let's have a look at the next card that I thought I would create, which is using a little bit of DSP, which I don't think I use enough of. So another white card base. And do you know why I'm using white card bases this evening? It's because my huge stack of white scraps has got so, well, there's just so much in there. And it's also got, I found larger pieces and full card bases that have been tucked in there. So I thought, well, trying to be frugal, let's use them up. So white matting layer, and then this DSP is the Share What You Love, like that on the reverse, but I'm going to use this side. Isn't it funny, there's not a lot in it with this image of which way up to put it, but something tells me it wants to be that way for some reason. Now, where I'm going with this one, I feel a bit of a fraud this evening in the fact that I've kind of stamped and die cut a few pieces already, just to save me having to die cut loads. So exactly the same way as I stamped the other one, I've got a few more yellow ones. What is it with me? And I'll just finish adding the soft suede. Let's stamp off for this one because I think I did on that one. Yeah. Just lessen that. Oh dear, I've messed that one up. That's going to be the background one. See, we can always use something, even if we feel we've messed it up. I feel like I've got every colour ink out here. So I need to get my paper trimmer out of my tote behind me here, because what I'm going to do is, let's unlock that. I want to firstly make sure that that's the same. Needs a smidgen taking off of that. So we will take a tiny smidgen off of there. And then what I want to do, you like the flowers? They're rather beautiful, aren't they? I've just become a real, I'm loving this stamp set. So these are the flowers, the 3-step, and that's what I've created. And this was another one. I don't know if you saw this, Emma. I think you might know who this is for. But that was another one that I did earlier. And yeah, I'm loving it. I absolutely love this stamp set. Now, where am I going with this card? This card, I'm wanting to hide the centre of that one, but I'm wanting to kind of go across an angle. So I want to take away some of this. Now, I'm probably going to completely mess this up, but I'm just going to guess and do that because that feels good to just wing it. Let's get a shot of that a minute. Right. Oh, it is so much quieter down here tonight. Right, okay. So, stick that down. So I don't use enough DSP at all. I don't know why, because I love all the papers that I've got. They're all absolutely stunning. But yeah, I need to use more. So I feel like we'll go there. Now, the leaves, I will show you, but I've die cut some, but I will show you what I've done and what colours I've used. So I have used Old Olive, a firm favourite, And a new favourite, Granny Apple Green. Gorgeous. Love this colour. Love, love, love. So I have used for the outside. Oh, is it your favourite DSP, Anna? I don't know what my favourite would be. I do love a lot of them, but I just, for some reason, don't use them. Can I fit another one in there? Yes. So, because I'm going to die cut these and make a second card. So that is the old olive, and that is to do the outline. Now, what I have done, but I will, what I have done is in the stamp set, you've got, again, like the 3-step stamping for the flowers, you've got 3-step stamping for the leaves as well. So you've got the skeleton. I feel like I'm not saying that right. Then you've got a little bit finer detail, and then you've got a real sort of like more solid, dense one, which is the equivalent of this one. I've only used these two on my card, which is where I have simply inked up and then, oh, I like that one. That hasn't actually caught in the middle, but I really like how it's got the variation there, which you could achieve by, okay, let's have a play. Granny Apple Green. Now, you always go light to dark when you do this. Rock and roll. You can do, I'm not sure how well this is going to work on this because I haven't tried it, but I'm just quite simply, I think this may be a bit too harsh, and what I may need, have I got a dauber to hand? Let me get a dauber. I have got a whole load somewhere. Now this may not look clean, but it actually is, because I've just washed a whole load of sponges and in my mass trying to sort this summer house out a bit. So I've just softened that edge a little bit. And then you'll get some little, now you could put the darker bits in the middle if you wanted and the lighter at the edge, whichever way round you like. Let's try the other way and see. I'm just playing now. So in which case, rather than rock and roll, I would now, using a dauber, add that way. It's so warm in here. I think we're going to be windows open tonight and all that. Right, I don't think I've actually got a huge amount of ink on there, so I'm going to add a bit more. I'm going to go a bit more heavy-handed, I think. You love that I'm just playing. It's about the only time I get a chance to, actually. You know, when you just... Sometimes I really feel like if you sit down on a mission to make something, more often than not, it doesn't happen. Whereas if you, oh yeah, like that. Whereas if you just quite simply play on a piece of grid paper, I find your creative spirit comes and you start, yeah, to get, well, things start coming and happening, and your direction is governed by what you're doing. Now, I love that leaf. Absolutely love that leaf. And I feel like I almost need to use it. I wished I'd had it for on there. Of which, do you know what? I am going to spoil whoever gets that. They're going to get that leaf because I'm loving that leaf. So, let me... Oh, add that needs to go in there. Would you not agree? Yes. Angie agrees. She agrees that it should go in there. So I am going to add, freestyling it. Yeah, winging it. That's what Emma does. But I did at least know where I was going with this, sort of. There. Now, okay, that's double layer, but I do think that adds a bit more texture to that. I like that. Lots. So back to this card. This one. So you've seen how I've done. Now, what I'm doing with these is, let's find these flowers. What ones am I using here? Let's find 3 that look kind of similar. You like? Oh, that's sweet, Baz. Bless you. I don't mind whom I send this to. I just think it needs to go out to someone. So I feel like I want to do that in a fashion. But what I don't like about that at the moment is winging it is fun. It is fun. Absolutely. What I don't like here, though, is that leaf is the same as that one. So it needs rotating because I've literally lined them up. And I don't like that because that's not how nature is. But what I do want to do is cover that DSP, which I could probably do with leaves. See, you're hearing how my thought process of when I put things together. So there you go. I can cover that over there with that. And then that will, this is like flower arranging for the paper crafter. Down there maybe. Oh, I'd quite like more greenery underneath. So we'll do kind of like that. Do we like that? Or how that's going? And then we'll add some depth by adding dimension and what have you. But I wanted it to kind of look like it was, yeah, going off. So it needs elongating a little bit up. Take up a bit more of that height of the card. Yeah. Yeah, liking that. Right, so let's get sticking. Move those out a bit and do, oops, 1. You like where this is going? Love it. Good, good. Are you warming to this? It's funny, I thought, oh, maybe I've got enough floral sets. We can never have enough floral sets, I don't think, because they're all just so beautiful. And you could actually intersperse some of the flowers from other stamp sets in, exactly, they need to be more like nature. A window box, yeah. Oh, that's a nice thought. We need to, you could find some flowers, you know, you quite often buy a bouquet of flowers that's got, say, gypsophilia in or something. You could find some flowers in another set to have kind of interspersing with this, but I just thought I would stick to, no, you can't have enough floral stamp sets. Stick to the one set. So there's that. Now, my mum laughs at me because I can take dimensionals off double-handed. So you do that too many times. Right, so I don't want it to sit like that because it's the same as that. So I'm just going to rotate it a bit and make it look, I say, a bit more natural. And I might actually stick that in there, of which it needs a dimensional under there. Frosted petals. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful set. In fact, I nearly pulled that off the shelves earlier to have a play with. I do like that set a lot. Right, and now I just want, I feel it needs a little bit more. In fact, it probably needs something up here as well, doesn't it? Let's do some doctoring. Because who says they all have to come in clusters together? You could add little bits like that And then more underneath. No, because that's looking too regimented there now. God, my thought process. How about there? Oh, your granddaughter's admiring my work. Bless her heart. Right, it's going there. I'm committing. I'm committing to here now. But that needs to get stuck down. So, there we go. Stick that under there. Yeah, I'm liking how this is going. That can go under there. Right. Sentiment. What do we want to do sentiment-wise? That was something I hadn't thought about for this card, actually. Now, we could use the amazing again, although I feel kind of like that might be a bit too big. You like that? All the lovely hearts, thank you. What can I do for this one? Oh, no, I know what I thought about. Oh. Today blooms just for you. I thought that, I'm not sure how that's going to fit, though. And I do fear that that could be a little, what do we think? Too big? Or do we blooms just for you? Today blooms and then just for you underneath. One line, stacked, or a completely different one. Or just a hello. We could just have a hello, actually. What do you reckon? Let me stick. Do I want that stuck down yet, or do we feel like it needs anything else, twine or an angle under the flowers? An angle, what, this one under? Hey, I could do it. Hey, I could use up some more of my scraps, or on there. Hey, let's do that. That looks good. I'm liking that idea. Okay, so embossing buddy. Love the embossing buddy. He is my buddy. I don't know why he's a he, but he is my buddy. And now, will that stick? Yes, good. We like that to stick well. So, I tell you what we'll do then. We will do both in a moment. So, gold embossing paste, powder. I really should get myself a bigger pot to put this in. I like the idea of the little pots because they stack nicely on my shelf, but I could do with either getting like a spoon. Magic. Gorgeous. Love, love, love. I do love embossing. I've got a few of my ladies that come to class that like, we're not embossing, are we? Yeah, we are. But then also if I put bows on things, we've all got our little things that we don't enjoy necessarily. What would mine be? I don't know. You love embossing. Oh, maybe I need to do a bit more of embossing and then you can convert the other ladies at Dunelm for me, Joanna. I have no idea if I'm going particularly straight here. Yeah. Then some of you saw my little... Haha, do you remember this? Oh, I love... This is my favourite punch of all. I use it all the time. So, how about... Now, if you can't see the gold, it will... You like that? Like it needs, you can't do bows. Do you know, I've got a lot of my ladies that are like, can't do bows, can't do bows. How do you do your bows? I do my bows upside down. Bunny ears or upside down. And yeah, people, I quite like that. People are always asking me about my bows. I think it needs that space actually to be clear. And I think that needs to be over the flower. So I'm going to do it there. Do we feel it wants a tiny bit of twine? You're waiting at the station. What, the train station, Kim? Oh. Do a bow under there, do we think? Behind? No, it doesn't want to be behind. Or do we want the other thing that I pulled out? Wink Stella on the flowers. To the centre of the flowers? To the side of the flowers? Where do you reckon? Or do you reckon... This one's nearly run out. No fret, I like it. Or we could, that's probably a bit too much, too many loops, but can always lessen that. That adds a bit more gold that brings the embossing in. Oh, you poor thing. Is it cold out there now? Mind you, it's quite often the way, isn't it? You can have real warm weather. It's like when I used to fly and used to go to like places like Dubai at night. Suddenly, it would really drop. And the temperature would plummet. Where's my sentiment gone? So, I could do... Yeah. It just adds a tiniest bit. You probably can't see that much. On the shading of the flowers, you reckon it needs the Wink of Stella. Let's have a look. Where is my Wink of Stella? I don't know how much I've got in here actually. I've got a funny feeling it's love Wink of Stella. For those that aren't familiar with what Wink of Stella is, this has got, if you're not a glitter person, which I know of many people who aren't, for the pure fact that it falls off onto everything, this is perfect. Lovely for you to join us, Becky. Thank you so much. And you have a nice rest of your evening, however you're spending that. I'm not going to be too much longer here because hubby will be getting hungry, no doubt. His tummy will be telling me. If he's actually not tending to two little boys, possibly trying to stay up. Here you go. Actually, there's a bit more in here than I thought there was, actually. Oh, yeah, like. Can you see that? Very, don't know how much of that you can see. If that light's picking it up. Bye, Becky. Take care. Right, let's add this now. And I'm going to add it with, what have I just done with that? Oh, there it is. Tear and tape. I'm going to put tiny, oh, why is it when you want it to tear? I'm going to put a tiny bit of tear and tape there. And pull that up. Stick that down and mess it up a bit, just so it doesn't look too, again, regimented. Can't have anything regimented. And then to cover that, right, so I need a dimensional this end. There. Lovely. And then finally, a spot of this. feel that needs just there. What do we think? Do we like to get them in the middle here for you? Two very slightly different cards, but using To a Wild Rose again, which is what I used last week, and I'm loving, absolutely loving. I'm itching right now to put some, I don't know, sequins or something on there, but I don't have anything that's gonna, I don't want to put silver on with gold on there. Not sure that pearls will be quite right. You like? Do you think it needs anything else? Or, oh, bless you. You like that? You like the little tip there? I think they're both really lovely cards. So, Baz, was I sending you one of these? Or have you, are you going to use any other colour in any other way? Well, there is, look at that, how different they can look. So different in different colours, and formed in different ways. Really different. But yeah, loving them. Oh, no doubt I'm going to use this stamp set time and time till you're probably sick of it. So, yes, Baz, which one would you like? Do you want the left one or the right one? Amazing Friend or Today Blooms Just For You? You tell me which one you'd like and message me your address, and I will ping that off with a private little message inside just for you. And yeah, you can enjoy that on your side there, and hopefully the bright colours will cheer you up when, well, not that you ever need cheering up, but right, I'm going to swing you back around and hopefully surprise you, see which one you like. Okay, well, ping me your address then, and I will get that off in the post for you, and yeah, you can enjoy whichever one you want there. So hope you've enjoyed that this evening. Thank you so much for all that have joined and passed some lovely comments, and I'm going to head into the house and see what type of curry I've got made for me, if indeed he's started. So I'm going to bid you farewell. Thank you again, and I believe I'm around next Wednesday to be able to do another one, so I'll see what I can come up with then, and I promise to try and not use Wild Rose again. That's 2 weeks in a row. So I will, oh lovely Lynn, mwah, my lovely curly. So yes, I will come up with something different for you, and in the meantime, if there's anything that you'd like to see, then let me know and I'll have a play and see what I can come up with. So yeah, you take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.